Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is a craft with me, so it is a compilation of Cricut crafts that I am putting together for a baby shower, and I will show you how I put together the basket at the end of the video as well. I know as of lately I've been pumping out a lot of tutorials, so don't fret, those will be coming back to the channel after this video. I'm planning on doing lots of fall and Halloween tutorials, and I'm really excited about it. But it is a craft with me type of video this go around, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first project is an Infusible ink project. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mug press on so it can start heating up. And we've gotta prep our second mug here. And I am just using the stackable mugs. I'm just gonna use 2 as a gift instead of the set of 4. And let's move this one over and bring this one in. And I just searched through the images in Cricut Design Space for Mom Established, and I just picked designs from Design Space. And I lost the dots for the established, but I think it's gonna be okay. The main thing here is making sure that it's straight. All right, so the heat press is ready for us. It chimed and it is now green, but I'm going to protect the inside of my mug press by placing some butcher paper around my mug, and let me trim it down. Somehow, some kind of, I think it's the adhesion from maybe this carrier sheet that is inside my mug press, so I am now protecting it. I didn't protect my mug press for a long time and I didn't have any issues at all, and then I did, so. We are just covering it up with some butcher paper that comes in the Infusible ink pack, and I am just going to place this right in very carefully. It's hot, and then close the lid here, and then it will go through its cycle, and once it's ready it'll chime. I'll open this back up and remove the mug, and then, you know, repeat the process. But if you've never used Infusible ink before, it is ink sheets. That's all that it is. So you need to make sure that you're really careful when handling it. This one I've got a spot of water on, so the ink is gone now. So if I wanted to use this piece here, I would have to avoid that area there because there's no more ink. And you just got to be really careful. Make sure you don't have any oils or lotion on your hands. It's easily scratched as well. You just have to be very careful when using the Infusible ink. So let's go ahead and prep our second mug here, so it'll be ready when this mug is done. And I was not intending on being in town for this baby shower, so I'm kind of scraping by on time. We are in between jobs right now, so we've got a little time off, but my husband is always on call. So I'm just trying to get this done and hoping that I can complete everything and then get a video out for you guys, and also be able to gift this for a shower in 2 days. I still have to go to the store and get diapers and wipes, but oh my goodness, my brain is just all over the place. I'm scrambled. Okay, let's move this aside. Let's bring in the mini press. I need to plug it in. All right, so it's plugged in now, and I'm gonna turn my mini press on to medium, which is 2 wavy lines, and that will heat up and chime once it's ready for us. I've got a couple little zipper pouches here that I thought would be great for maybe the diaper bag or backpack, whatever she's going to use. This is from Hobby Lobby. Let me get the scissors and cut the tag off. And I really liked that this one had this handle here to carry, and also it makes it quicker to open and shut. So let's see here. I think I want to iron the design on this side, and I've got this really pretty floral pattern iron on that I found from Hobby Lobby as well. And I cannot see those cut lines. I'm just gonna, okay, I can kind of see them right there. So I'm gonna start off in this corner using my weeding tool to pick up that vinyl, this iron on. And I'm gonna remove it from the carrier sheet, this backer here. So I just typed out her monogram, the mom to be. Our mini press just chimed, it's ready for us. So be sure to check the description box. I will post some pictures on Instagram of the complete basket that I'm gonna be putting together for her. And also for the font information, I will list that down below as well. So I've got to weed out these center pieces here. And I think that that is it. All right, that is so pretty. And this is her style as well. So I'm so excited that I am able to use this iron-on. And I think it pairs great with this canvas bag too. So what I'm gonna do for visual purposes, so I can try to get this as even as I can, I'm gonna cut off this excess here because that'll mess with my eye. I'm just straighten up this part as well. Okay, so before we move on to that, our heat press is done. So I'm gonna open this up, and I've got my heat press mat here. I'm gonna pick that up and put that down, and let's just repeat the process. Very carefully sliding the mug into place, closing the lid, and then that timer will begin again. So I'm gonna move this to the side while it cools down. And now I need to prep the surface. So I'm gonna bring in my lint roller here. And this is per Cricut heat guide instructions for the iron-on process. The instructions always state to use a lint roller to remove any lint or debris, and then also to bring in your heat source for about 5 seconds to prep the surface. This is also a good time to remove any wrinkles from your garment, or in this case, a bag, if there are any. Okay, so I think that that is prepped well enough. Let's get this aligned up, and then we'll get this ironed down as well. So I used a measuring tape to make sure that this was even and in the middle of this canvas bag, and now I'm using heat resistant tape to make sure that it is taped down so it doesn't move, because this carrier sheet is not very sticky. And this is the first time that I'm using this iron-on, but I'm going to come in with my mini press here, firm pressure for about 20 to 25 seconds, monitoring it, of course, and also making sure that I am touching every part of this for a substantial amount of time. When you use this mini press here, you have constant movement, just like your household iron. Let's go over all of it one more time. My glass mat also can withstand some heat, so that is why I'm not using my heat press mat. All right, I think that that has been enough time now, so let's move that aside. And I'm going to turn this over on my countertop to let that cool down. I've got some moisture on my glass mat. And now bringing in the second bag, which is for the baby. Her name is Elowen. It is such a pretty name, Elowen Gloria. And once again, Hobby Lobby. And this is a white flocked iron-on, and I love this script font. I thought it was so playful and cute and perfect for this cute little bag. So once again, let's prep it with the lint roller, and then we'll apply a little heat again as well. 5 seconds. Okay, and now let's bring in the iron-on. And I'm going to do the same thing, firm pressure, 20 to 25 seconds. And then we'll let it cool down, and we'll peel it back and see what we need to do next. I'm hoping that both of these materials stick well to these canvas bags, and there's no issue, but we'll see. All right, I think that this is enough time as well. So let's just switch these bags around. And this is cooled down, so I'm going to start to peel this back. Seems that it needs a little more heat right there. Just along the edge, but majority of it stayed down. All right, most of this is seeming to have ironed down really, really well. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back over that design. Let's check our mug. All right, putting that off to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my mug press off and move that over so that can start cooling down. And now I need to apply a little more heat to the C, because that was kind of lifting up. So what you want to do is make sure that the iron-on material is completely covered and protected by that carrier sheet. And I'm going to go through and add a little more heat to that problem area, and then I'm just going to add a little more heat all across all of it. And just make sure to monitor everything. You don't want to apply too much heat because then it will mess up the adhesive and actually pick up your design. So letting this one cool back down again before we remove the carrier sheet. Let's check on this bag here. This one needs a little more heat on the L and the N. So repeating the process, putting that carrier sheet right back over that iron-on vinyl. And I'm going to add about 10 to 15 more seconds of firm pressure and heat. And really focusing on those problem areas that needed a little more heat to get adhered to those fibers. Alrighty. I'm coming from the opposite direction because this was a problem area. I don't want to lift it back up in that same area. And everything is stuck down. That looks so pretty and it pairs so well. I love that. How pretty is that pattern? And this is such a cute pairing for mom and baby with the pink and the little pink from the flowers. I love this so much. Let me turn this over on my glass mat just to help draw out that heat a little bit faster. So we can remove this carrier sheet again. Alrighty. Those are so cute. I love these. I hope they like them too. In this bag, for the love of bows, right? All right, let's move these aside. Let's turn off our mini press for right now. Bringing in our mugs. This is the first one, so it's already quite cooled down. And hoping for the best. And it looks like it turned out pretty well. That T is a little messed up, but I knew that it was going to be because of the ink. But how cute is that? Mom established 2025. And it's just one-sided, but I love how that looks. So let's look at Dad's. Dad's is still quite hot. So I'm being extra careful here so I don't burn myself, but I gotta see what it looks like. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. Dad's looks a little better than Mom's, but I am so happy that I'm able to make personalized gifts for my loved ones. I'm so excited. How cute. So 4 crafts down. Let me do a little mid-craft cleanup to make room for the next craft. And I've got these really cute sublimation banners, but we are going to be using the glitter iron-on instead, and I accidentally turned this off. I need to turn that back on. And these are from Hobby Lobby, and I thought that this would just be a really cute addition for the basket that I'm going to put everything in, or wooden crate rather. It's not a basket, it's a wooden crate. And let's see how this works. Okay, so you just place the, here we go. Well, I feel like it's kind of backwards. Let me see. Because there's a seam closing that off on this side. So you've got to come through the top. Let me see here. So driving the stick through. Okay. So this is how I would like to put it in the basket, but that's the seam side. That's not the nice side. And that's backwards. So let me look at the other ones and see if they're all like that, because that's kind of a bummer. And they are. What the heck? So I'm going to have to iron it on like that. Is that not backwards? To me, it is, because it's not the pretty side. I'm not sure. Okay. We're just going to go with it. I need to make sure that this is aligned. And once again, check the description box if you like this font or this pairing of fonts. I will list them down below. Okay, I think that that is in a good place. So let's just come back in with our mini press. So 20 to 25 seconds per usual on medium heat. Really making sure to cover every part of the design. All right, so now I'm just going to let that cool down. I'm going to place it down on my countertop there to let the heat draw out, because this holds in so much heat. It'll take a long time for that to cool down if you leave it on your heat press mat. All right, so it is cooled down. I'm going to peel back the carrier sheet. Everything seemed to lay down perfectly, and so it doesn't need any more heat. And there is the cute little flag for the wooden basket. I love that glitter and this font. I've got some more pattern iron-on that we are going to be using, and something that I've had that I hadn't used, and I'm excited to see how this looks. So once again, starting in that corner there to remove the excess iron-on from that carrier sheet, removing everything I don't need essentially, and this peels so well. This is from Cricut and it is older. I don't know if it's available. I don't believe it is available anymore. But it's like so thin. It is such a strange feeling. It's a thin material and it's kind of textured. It's just different from other iron-on materials, even from Cricut. So now I need to remove the center pieces here. I don't have the design pulled up anymore. I can pull it back up in Design Space if I need to. See, like the A's, it had like a little cut for the center pieces, but it just didn't cut out very well for either one. So I just removed those pieces entirely. And then I think that there's this middle layer here. Yeah. This is a Play with a Varsity font. And it's like double layered, as you can see. Okay. So yeah, that's what I mean by the double layered. And I really liked how this looks. I found this in Design Space. I just typed in Mama under images. So this is not a font. It's just a design from Design Space Images. And I am just going to continue to weed out everything that I don't need here very carefully, so I don't accidentally remove something that needs to stay, of course. All right, so I think that that is all weeded out. Let's turn it over and look at it. Just double checking. I love this pattern. All right, so my shirt is a Gildan shirt, like I said, and it is in a darker gray. And it is pre-washed and dried, which I recommend doing. And now I just need to get this lined up. Well, I need to prep the surface too, but I want to get a idea here. So I guess making sure that the tag is between the A and the M, that's pretty much center. So now that I've got that, let's heat up our heat press here. I need to look on Cricut Heat Guide to see what we need to set our temperature as, because we are using a Cricut product. So we've got our heat press selected. We need to select our material, which is a pattern iron-on. And then our base material is 100% cotton. Our t-shirt is cotton. So I'm going to apply. And then it says we need our heat press to be set at 340. So I need to bring that down a bit, and we're going to press it for 30 seconds. So I need to change the time as well. All right, guys. So now that this is set and heating up, let's prep our surface. Let's bring in our lint roller here. And I do recommend pre-washing your materials, your t-shirts, your clothing before using your iron-on material, because if it's going to shrink in the dryer, it can affect what you iron on. And that is pretty spot on. Okay, so that is great. Now I'm going to bring in my heat resistant tape because this carrier sheet here is not very sticky. It seems that everything that I've been using today has not been very sticky. I've needed to bring in tape. Okay, it is ready and in position. I'm going to bring in my heat press, making sure that the heat press is covering that design entirely. And I'm just going to apply firm pressure here just to help that iron-on get adhered to those fibers. Pressure is really important. Alrighty, it's done. And now let's remove our heat press mat. And I'm going to turn this over and apply additional pressure as this cools down. And once it is cooled down, we will be able to peel back that backer because it is a cool peel. Alrighty, and now let's remove the carrier sheet, making sure that everything is sticking down as I'm peeling back this carrier sheet, because that carrier sheet really wants to stick to that iron-on from all that pressure. But everything seemed to really iron down really well. So I don't think any additional heat is going to be necessary for this project. And I love how that turned out. And it's such a soft material. I love this pattern. What do you guys think? I think it's a nice pair with the gray. It's a little bright on camera, but it's not as bright in person. I love this. I hope she loves it too. All right. So for the last craft, once again, it is an iron-on. I'm going to turn on my mini press to medium heat and bring in my heat press mat. And I washed and dried this little onesie today. It is so cute. I bought it from Hobby Lobby. I loved his little ruffles. And I just cut out an E, which I found in Cricut Design Space. And I think I kind of sized it a little too big, but it is for a 12-month. So I think, I don't know. I want you to be able to see it, and I want it to be able to stand out. So I was kind of having some issues trying to size it, but I really like this script in Playful E. So it appears to be centered and aligned. My mini press is ready for us. It chimed and turned green. And same as the other projects, firm pressure for about 20 to 25 seconds. And just make sure to cover each part of that design. Okay, I think that is enough time there, so I'm going to remove that, and then let's lay this down so that heat can be drawn out much faster, because I still have to put together the basket, and I'm going to show y'all kind of behind the scenes on how I'm going to finagle that and put that together. So the video will end just with music and kind of me piecing together the basket. But I hope y'all enjoy it. It's been a while since I've done a craft with me, so I'm a little rusty, but I sure have enjoyed being able to make all these gifts for a really close family friend. I have been around since before she was born, and now she's having a baby, so it's pretty exciting. And I love this onesie. How cute and precious. She's gonna be a pretty little redhead with all the pink and girly things.